Alright, hello everybody. So today I want to do a small update on the game Maia Meltdown. And from what I've heard, ever since the game PV came out, apparently this game is gonna be the gameplay is gonna be similar to like Gundam versus Gundam. So for some of the games like Gundam EXVS or Gundam or Star Wars basically, those type of style in terms of the gameplay. And I don't go over this because lately they have created or they have released, I guess, the character models, or I guess possibly the gameplay, possibly the characters, the units that can be used in the game, which to my surprise is seeming like more mecha-ish than like, well, we will see. We'll see what exactly they look like once without the silhouette and such. So it might be like more Gundam-ish than Star Wars, where it is literally the girl. Like it might be all Valkyries from Star Wars or something like that. Well, but we will see. We will see. We will see how it actually goes. And the main reason why I want to go over these is because the official account have made some comments about this game, which I think is which I think is going to be very interesting. But because I think it might not be like exactly like, for example, Star Wars is quite similar. It's basically like a Timu version of the of EXVS, right? What you learn in EXVS can pretty well translate it to Star Wars. So, and I want to go over this because they have made some interesting comments regarding to this game from both. I mean, yeah, there has been talks about it, like throughout, since the previous release. But I want to go over it because in this post, when they first released the character silhouette, so someone asked, is it going to be similar to Gundam Online or is it going to be similar to Gundam vs Gundam? And apparently it says it is. Now look. Although I can read Chinese, my translation skill is definitely not up to par. So I'll be linking all these posts in the description. So if you want to do translation yourself, you can go do that. So yeah. So apparently it's in like an open space high speed PvP. That's my understanding of it. So it's very similar to Star Wars, very similar to the Gundam versus Gundam type games. It's 3-dimensional. Again, it's very similar, right? And then the command and stuff is gonna be will have a very fast reaction. So again, everything is hinting at this game is gonna be similar to Gundam vs Gundam, which the dev has talked about themselves, in their groups, about so basically it's nothing too unexpected, I guess. However, what's interesting is that apparently you can 4v4 in a high speed, free battle and such, like battle with our freedom, basically, which is interesting because if you play Gundam versus Gundam EXVS type games, how there's only 2 enemies most of the times in the battle, and if there's 4 enemies, that means you need to change targets 4 times. So press circle or then press whatever change button you have, for a lot of times, if you want to aim at the characters that you want to aim for, I guess, if it is going to be 4v4s. And because it is going to be 4v4s, like I also wonder if is the map going to be bigger or or like what's going on, because I don't know. But it's very interesting. But it could also be something that's more for fun. For example, in Gundam Versus, right, there's 3v3 mode, which it is a fun mode. I don't think many people plays it, and 2v2 is still the main mode. So we will see what happens. But the fact we can do 44, I think it's gonna be interesting, especially depending on how the control is gonna be, how the control is gonna be like. So, yeah, and this is their official responses, and of course, there's also responses from their dev, right? For example, from this player, which is one of the dev team. Apparently it is the map. Look, again, I can read Chinese, but my translation skill is definitely not going to be up there. So if you want to know, how like if you want to translate yourself, I can just use. I would just go to the link in the description, right? So, So yeah, like even the devs, right? The devs commented like, what type of game is this? It's gonna be a pure PC and console, third-person melee shoot, I guess melee shooting game, melee shooting game, third-person melee shooting game. Again, very similar to, I said this a lot already. Very similar to Gundam vs Gundam and Starward-like games. And yeah, of course, they can see in their chat that it's gonna be like Gundam vs Gundam. Is it true? And then the dev is like, or one of the dev is like, yes. So yeah, and then I guess the how you play it is there's gonna be some small differences, right? But overall, you can I guess categorize to be that kind of game. So again, it's gonna be very interesting on how they're going to be doing this. So yeah, happened, but this is my So the first time I ever know about this game is gonna be similar to EXVS is basically on the day or almost a day the PV dropped. This is what she said. In a group, it seems like that it's gonna be like Gundam versus type game, which is gonna which will be very interesting. And then she's like, the dev team, the artist apparently said that the game is gonna be similar to Gundam vs Gundam, and of course detail we don't know, and in this year anyone who's gonna make like a Gundam vs type games is gonna be deserve respect basically, because again Bandai doesn't want to give us Gundam vs Gundam. Bandai doesn't want to give us Gundam vs Gundam on PC, so what can we do, right? We can only play Starward or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Well, they want to play it legally, I guess. So, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. Like for example, in this post as well, right? Or in this post as well, right? It says the dev team is like, we are going to be a PC and console. Yeah, we're going to be a PC and console game that is a third person, melee and shooting, melee shooting game basically, and such like that. So we will see what exactly happened. And of course, I'll be linking all these posts in the comments, in the description, so you guys can go check it yourself. Again, I don't think, but things, right? The devs and the official team, whatever, can say whatever they want, but we will have to see it for ourselves to see what exactly happened. We'll have to see it for the gameplay once they finally release it, so we'll see what happens. My hope is I have good hope for this game. We will see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, when I say 4v4, again, I don't know if this will be a main thing, or it's gonna be 2v2 focused. Because if 4v4, then I can see that it can be different. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully it is good. Now, Starward, compared to a lot of gacha games out there, I think is very generous. But it's always good that a game have comparators. So I am hoping that this game does become something like a Starward comparator and not just flop right away, right? So we will see, and maybe this can pressure Bandai even more to hey, maybe we should put a Gundam versus title on PC or something. So I think it will be good overall, right? I just hope this game don't flop right away. But there's one thing I want to talk about for, I guess, NA players or foreign players who is not in Asia, because it is a Chinese game, just like it is a Chinese game, just like Starward. So Starward didn't have an NA server, or or doesn't have the server that we have now right at launch. So even after this game launches, right, unless they're gonna launch it in globally right away, if they're gonna start in NC first, then we don't know when it'll be playable for NA players, right? For players who's not in Asia, right? But we will see. Hopefully they can release it globally right away, so everyone can play it. So we will see. We will see. I am hoping, I'm hoping they do a global release, so everyone can play, and of course, being a competitor for Starward, so maybe we can get even better stuff. Again, not that Starward is not giving us good stuff already. Compared to a lot of gacha games, Starward is pretty good, but competition is always good, right? And I feel like for this will be pretty good for players that that doesn't how Starward is more human, a more Gunner game, I guess. I mean, based on look, based on their main account, this game might be a bit goonish, I guess, if you know what I'm saying, because I think these are mecha girls, so we will see what happens. We'll see how it goes, but based on this silhouette, you can see the mechaness, in this art. So I think it might attract even better, even more Gundam versus Gundam type players, right? Compared to Star Wars, where it is more it is also human based. Like it is more human based. So we will see what happens. And I can't wait. Yeah. So this is just a small update on this game, and if there's anything more, I'll be talking about it as well. And I'll keep guys updated the moment there is gameplay footages of this game, because we will see. I think the moment they show the gameplay, we will know if it is a flop or we'll know if it's a flop or like a win. Basically, we'll see what happens. And look, even if it's like a flop for like Gundam vs Gundam players, right? Like if the control is very different, or if how it plays is very different, it might be successful elsewhere, right? So we will see what happens, and hopefully all will be good. So yeah, all right. So thank you so much for listening to me yap about this game. We will see what happens, and see you all next time. Goodbye.